How's it going, everybody? My name is Lucian. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to set up your Nginx, however you pronounce that. We're going to be setting that up today. I already have my GitHub pulled up, and I do have Decompose right here for us. So first thing I'm going to do, if you're not, go ahead and SSH into your server. And now that we are in our server, we're gonna want to clear that out for you guys so it's nice and easy to see. All right, so now we are going to cd/user/local, and what's in here? Sudo make directory Nginx, and our sudo password. And then we're going to cd into that folder. And then we're going to do sudo nano. Dang, I cannot spell today. Sudo data docker dash compose.yml. Alright, and now we're going to click on our GitHub link. And we're going to click this little button right here to go ahead and copy that. And then we're going to go back to our terminal, right click, paste, and we are going to change a few things here. So for example, we need to change the passwords. This is our root password, and then this is the actual password for the user. You can change your username if you want. We'll just do Lucian, right? Not the best password, obviously. You're gonna want to choose something probably more secure than that, but for the purpose of this tutorial video, it's gonna be Lucian. All right, and then once that's done, we can just do Control X, Y, Enter, and then all we gotta do is docker compose up -d and Enter, and this will pull the container and then start it up. So if we do a docker ps, you see our server right here. So we're going to access this server via port 81 of using our server IP, of course. So if we go here, go to our address here, boom. Now it's going to prompt us to log in. Well, you might be thinking, well, Lucian, I didn't create an account. Well, that's okay, because there's already one made for us that we're going to end up changing the credentials for. So it's admin@example.com, and then the password is admin.
Psych!
I lied, the password is an admin. Forgot what the password was. Oh, passwords change me. That's right. All right, so we can change our full name, nickname, and then the email address. So we're gonna change the email to admin@lucian.com. And then we're gonna click save. Then we're gonna change the password. So our current password is change me, and then we're gonna change it to our new super secure, definitely not 12345 password. Then we're gonna click on save. And now we're in here. So now, if we go here, we have our proxies, redirections, streams, and then from here, we can actually add proxies and add SSLs to all of our hosts. However, that gets a little more tricky. If you do not own a domain, I have extra steps in here. So if we go back here, I have extra steps for those of us who don't own domains. However, if you do own a domain, you can pretty much just ignore all this, because if you have a domain, all you gotta do is just add your proxy, point it to the server that you want, and then go to your DNS for whoever manages your DNS, and then just add a record with your IP address, and then Nginx will take care of the rest. However, in order for that to work, you will need to open up port 80 and port 443. So once you have ports 80 and 443 opened up in your router, Nginx will handle the traffic coming from outside to your containers. So the only ports that you need open is 80 and 443. So that's one thing that's nice about Nginx. You get a domain name, so you no longer have to remember IPs. Although that's not super important if you're using the whole bookmark method. That's not really that important. But you don't need to remember IPs, and Nginx will take care of where to send the traffic to when it's coming from the outside. But for those of us who don't have a domain, we're going to have some extra steps here to do, which I'm not going to actually go over and doing all these steps in this video because I don't have a service to set this up on right now. What I want to end up doing is in the next video, I'm going to be setting up AdGuard, which is like a network-wide ad blocker and a couple other things. It could serve as a DHCP server too if you wanted to, and all that kind of fun stuff. I know it might sound confusing or might sound super complicated. This video is going on way longer than what it needs to go on, but if you just read through the instructions, it's really not that bad. It's if you don't own a domain, it's definitely a slight inconvenience and doing all this extra stuff, because if you have a domain, you're pretty much done. You just add your services to your Nginx. So you add proxy, and your domain could be adguard.google.com, right? Whatever your domain is, and then the your server's IP address, and then the forwarding port. So like if we're gonna be using like port 8080 for like AdGuard, right? If I can, there we go. If we're gonna leave it on HTTP, you do that, and then we can even generate the SSL while we're here, kind of thing. Force SSL, do that, and then click I agree. Now, if I could try this, it's not gonna work though, because I don't actually own this domain. But yeah, so I get an error, but that's okay. Like I said, if you actually own your domain and it registers, you'd be good to go. Don't worry about that. But that's pretty much it. It is super simple. And I'm going to go more into how to set up the steps if you don't own a domain when I do my AdGuard tutorial. And then I need to do this one first. I was going to do Vault Warden first, but in order to use Vault Warden, you need an SSL. So we had to get the Proxy Manager out of the way so we can set up our own SSL so we can use Vault Warden. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Appreciate you watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.